Hey Tubes, how's it going? I'm looking a bit rough because I'm feeling a bit worse for wear. I was out late last night, and then I was checking over my comments today, and I've got an email from someone. I'm just going to read it to you because I'd like to respond to that person without naming them, and I've got a lot more to say than I could fit into a PM. So here's the PM that I received. Hey, I need some advice with mental health. I think that I'm going to be sectioned and I'm a bit worried about it. I've only just turned 16, okay, and I'm a self-harmer and I tried suicide twice. So is it okay with you that you tell me a bit more about mental homes, please? Thanks. Yeah, so speaking now to that person, I'm really, 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 really sorry to hear that you're at that point in your life. It's a 16 years old for me was hell, really, really difficult age, and a really difficult age to be so depressed that you want to die. I wasn't sectioned actually. I voluntarily, with the consent of a psychiatrist, admitted myself to a mental hospital because I was so thoroughly convinced that I was going to kill myself if I wasn't put somewhere safe. I had already made a couple of suicide attempts like you. And I was a self-harmer also. So what I will say about a mental health unit is that it's really, I don't want to scare you, but it's going to be a really difficult period of your life. If you're this thoroughly depressed, then it isn't going to get worse. I'll tell you that. Okay. You are already in hell. You're already as bad as you can possibly feel when you're suicidally depressed. You're already in constant pain. You already don't experience happiness. And it's not going to get worse than that. And one thing that I will say about mental health units that will help you is that means that a professional is looking at things that you've had to struggle with for so long on your own and saying, yes, these are real things. You really do feel this way. And we really do want to help you with that, and that's fantastic. That actually helps a lot to have your pain legitimised. And I don't know, people self-harm for lots of reasons, but for me, one of the main reasons to self-harm was that everything in my mind seemed so crazy and abstract, and when I saw something that I'd inflicted on myself and I was bleeding, it made it feel like it was real. What I was suffering was real. The pain was real, and that's something that being admitted to a mental unit will also achieve for you. That it really does legitimise the fact that you're suffering this much. Don't worry too much about what other people, other patients are going to be like. If you're 16, you've just turned 16, you'll be admitted to an adolescent ward, not an adult ward. And a lot of the people in adolescent wards are just the same as you, just teenagers having trouble, and efforts are made by the mental health professionals to keep you safe from yourself and from other patients. So don't worry too much about your safety. Emotionally, it will be very difficult. You'll have to face your own demons, and you'll have to experience other people's pain, other adolescents' pain, and you may see some things or hear people talking about things that you'll find disturbing, but you'll also have the opportunity to express all of these things without the fear of this kind of stigma, this mental health stigma. People aren't going to judge you or think that you're crazy. You'll have absolute freedom to talk about how you really feel, and you'll find other adolescents in that unit that feel the same way you do. You would lose some of your freedoms going into a mental health unit. You won't, presumably, if you're suicidal and self-harming, they'll send you to a medium to high security mental unit for your own safety, which means basically that you probably won't be able to leave the unit unaccompanied at first. You'll have to earn those privileges by showing that you're coping well with your problems. You will probably be subjected to checks during the night, which means that they'll come in and open the door to make sure that you're sleeping soundly in your bed and you're not upset, needing support, help, and you're not endangering yourself. while you're not being supervised as closely as you are during the day. You'll probably spend a lot of time during the day in groups. You'll probably have groups aimed at different things, different types of therapies. And you won't be forced to talk if you don't want to talk in those groups. If you don't feel that you want to discuss anything in front of a group, then you can make better use of the one-on-one psychiatry time. And I mean, eventually, when you've done your time in the unit, and you're probably, if you're not already being prescribed some kind of medication, they'll probably prescribe you something when you're in there, alongside the therapy that you'll be taking. And when you leave the unit, eventually, when it's decided by you and the psychiatrist that you're safe enough to go back to live at home, you'll continue to see someone. They'll refer you to someone as an outpatient psychotherapy patient. I want to give you a big, sadly I can't touch you, but I'd like to give you a big verbal hug right now and just tell you that I really do feel for you, that this is probably the hardest thing I ever faced in my life. But you can make it. I made it. Lots and lots of other people do go to receive inpatient mental health support as a teenager, that go on to lead happy, productive lives. My depression is not gone. Depression doesn't go away. But it certainly gets better, it gets easier. And once you've admitted that you need this help, and that everyone in your family and your family friends and your friends know that you needed that help, that you were in that unit, it's a lot easier for you then to say, I'm feeling down today. Talk to your parents about it, talk to your friends about it, because they already know that you have those problems, and the psychiatrist has made them legitimate. I know right now that it probably seems like, things are just going to get worse and worse and worse. But this is what you have to do to stop that. This is what's going to stop you falling down any further. It's going to seem like counterintuitive to put yourself in a mental unit. It's a totally miserable situation to be in. But it actually is the thing that kind of draws the line under you damaging yourself anymore. And if you're making suicide attempts and you're self-harming, then you're obviously not in a mentally healthy enough state to be looking after yourself. When I was in a mental unit at the time, I really wanted to die. I wanted to kill myself. And they wouldn't let me, and that infuriated me. Like, fuck you. You don't have the right to tell me that I can't take my own life if I want to. I don't want to live anymore, and this is a consensual decision that I'm making. But now I look back at some of the good things that have happened to me since I was in that unit. And I'm really glad that they didn't let me kill myself. I'm really glad that they preserved my life for me until I was healthy enough and strong enough to take over the reins again. And now I'm glad I did, because here I am, having achieved 2/3 of a degree in America with a puppy and a boyfriend, and I've made all these decisions for myself, and I've improved my own life, and I'm glad that I'm alive now to experiencing those things, and I know that I wouldn't have been had it not been for being sectioned, had it not been for being admitted to the mental unit and spending that time and getting the help I got as a result of that, both in and out of the mental unit. So I just want to give you a really big verbal hug and tell you, you're by no means alone. There are so many people like you, and I just want you to know that I know how exquisitely painful that pain is when you're that down and that depressed and that suicidal, and I really feel for you. And it will get better, I promise you it will get better, but you're going to need to be strong, thick-skinned, and open to the opportunity of improving and getting better to make it through mental units. Oh man, I wish I could take it away for you. I wish you didn't have to do that. I really do. And a big, big hug to you. And I really hope that this all works out for you, and I hope that you can keep watching my channel, and I hope you can keep in contact with me. And if there's anything else I can say for you or do for you, please let me know. I'll make you as many videos as you need for me to make you, to feel like you're not alone in this. I really wish you the best of luck, and I hope that this has helped you to feel a little bit less afraid of what you're about to face. I really hope that it helps you. And that's really all I can say, and I wish I could take it away for you, and I'm sorry. And I hope you're well. I hope everyone else is well, and I hope that you're going to be well soon, and I really hope that you get the help you need. and I hope everyone else is having a good Sunday, and I hope everyone else is grateful that they're not in a situation that they're about to be sectioned and sent to a mental unit. You know, happy weekend. Have a good one, guys.